You'll have heard of payday lenders. These are the guys that will offer to loan you fast cash when it seems like you have no other option. That could be for things like emergency household expenses or medical costs or...
I'd like a loan.
an overdue bill. Now, these lenders provide what's known as a small amount credit contract, and that's a loan of up to $2,000 over a period between 16 days and 1 year. Right, now, the reason these loans are so attractive compared to, say, a loan from a bank is that they don't require extensive credit checks, they don't require collateral, and they can be approved on the spot.
Easy as.
Yeah, thing is, these are the exact reasons that financial advocacy groups aren't enormous fans of these loans or the companies that hand them out.
Payday lenders charge high fees, high interest, and they target vulnerable consumers. Essentially, they're the most immoral lenders out there in the market.
That's playing up, that. So a loan.
How much you give us for this ADM? It was me auntie's.
You know what? This feels a bit shady.
We spent everything on the baby Chino makeup.
We have to pay the DJ. What are we going to do?
Just nimble it and move on.
Ooh, that sounds better.
Nimble!
I swear I know that rabbit from somewhere.
Hello! It must be nice to be out of that awful place and into this fun, new, magical situation.
If you need money fast, just nimble it and move on.
Yay!
Yay, we're having fun!
Yay! Only it's the same type of loan you were looking at before. Companies like Nimble just make it feel less drastic.
But it just feels better to be here.
You're meant to feel better. In fact, ASIC are concerned that payday lenders are using their advertising and new technology to pursue new markets. But in reality, hipster rabbit debt is exactly the same as regular payday loan debt.
Really?
Really. Check this out. See? Same! Same! Same!
Same.
And no matter who you get this kind of loan from,
It's easy to wind up in trouble.
so let's take a look at how a payday loan typically plays out.
Please, take a seat.
So you want to borrow, let's say, $1,000 to pay that bill.
You can pay it back in...
20 weeks?
20 weeks works.
Bill paid, congrats, well done, how do you feel?
Relieved.
Well, savour it, because now you owe him...
$1,200.
How do I owe interest already? I've only had the loan 1 second.
Interest? We don't charge interest.
Well, you're not allowed to charge interest.
No, we just charge a fun, whimsical 20% establishment fee.
And we should say that 20% is the maximum they're allowed to charge.
And we should also say that 20% is the amount the overwhelming majority do charge.
Let's move on.
Oh, and then there's the monthly fees, which is 4% of the principal.
Again, the maximum they can charge and the amount all of them seem to
I'm
charge.
hearing a lot of buzz about moving on.
So 4%, 20 weeks,
I have fairy bread.
you owe him $1,400 on that 1,000 you borrowed.
That is 40% of the principal just in fees.
And if it was a 30-week loan, that'd be 50%.
And if you want to know what that looks like as an annual percentage rate, Viva loans, regardless of duration or amount borrowed, come to...
728.9%.
Great value, that.
Thought we all agreed we'd move on.
Yeah, I get to move on, right? Just like the ad says.
Nimble it and move on.
Weird slogan for a payday lender, if we're honest.
What do you mean?
Well, it's hard for people to move on if they can't afford to pay you back. Since 2010, payday lenders have had to pay $34 million in refunds and penalties for loaning to people who shouldn't have been approved.
Cash Converters had to refund 118,000 customers over $10 million.
It's true. And Nimble have had to pay 7,000 customers over $1.5 million. I'm gonna ride a tricycle and eat fairy floss at the same time for fun.
Yeah, you see, it's no wonder that a lot of people end up with inappropriate loans, given that some lenders let you do your own credit check.
Money Me lets you pick your own credit score from...
Excellent.
Not
too bad.
I don't feel too good.
Yeah, maybe you should have a nap.
Where am I?
You're falling down the rabbit hole.
Of debt.
The rabbit hole represents debt.
How did I get here?
Could be a couple of ways, really.
Maybe you fell behind on your repayments?
You wouldn't be alone, my dear.
That's right. Last year, 1 in 5 people with a payday loan fell behind on their monthly payment.
You're late. You're late.
And falling into arrears means more monthly fees.
And more default fees over and over and over again every month.
Well, in fairness.
You're right. In fairness, they do have to stop charging you that fee eventually.
That's right. The maximum a lender can charge you is twice the amount of the total loan.
Which in your case would be $1,000 on top of your initial loan,
Then they have to stop charging you.
except for enforcement expenses.
Ah, that's right. Yeah, if you can't pay back the loan,
And you get visited by a debt collector,
or worse, still end up in court,
you could end up paying considerably more.
But we haven't looked at the biggest problem with payday loans.
Who are you?
I'm Delia Rickard, Deputy Chair at the ACCC.
I don't think you were in Alice in Wonderland.
You actually read Alice in Wonderland?
Good point.
Like I was saying, the biggest problem with payday loans is when you take out multiple loans.
But I'm just going to move on.
Maybe, but the average payday borrower takes out about 3 loans per year.
Curiouser and curiouser.
And the real trouble comes when you have these loans concurrently, and that's on the rise.
yeah, in 2015, 30% of people who took out a payday loan already had a payday loan. And that's tripled since 2005.
And it's a really bad place to find yourself, especially if you're vulnerable or disadvantaged, which overwhelmingly people with payday loans are.
Well, hold on. What was she supposed to do? Not pay her electricity bill?
Well, actually, even though payday loans can seem like the only option in a tight spot, there are others. They're just not as well marketed.
I thought you were mad.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Ping pong bang.
In a way, though, she's right. You're not as trapped as you think.
Blah, blah, blah. I'm a stupid little boy.
Come on, let's go.
Where are we now?
The Financial Rights Legal Centre.
This is where the real magic happens.
Seems pretty dull.
We represent lots of people with payday loans, and in my experience, the payday lenders hardly ever comply with the responsible lending laws.
Who are you?
I'm the principal solicitor here.
Would it help if she wore a bunny suit?
I am definitely not going to do that.
She's not going to do that, but there are stacks of ways to get out of financial trouble without visiting a payday lender.
Like negotiating with a company that you owe money to. In fact, there are rules that require utility companies to make an arrangement that you can afford.
Same goes for credit card companies. They have to reply to your request for hardship within 21 days, and if they say no, they have to give a reason. If you're having trouble paying a bill, chances are there will be advice on that actual bill about what you can do.
And you cannot have your power or water disconnected if the bill is under $300, you've told them you're in financial difficulty, and you've made an agreed payment plan.
Or just call the company and ask them about their hardship program.
We have a sample letter generator on our website that does lots of things, including helping you to apply for hardship.
That would have been better if you were dressed like a bunny. What if it's not a bill?
Well, there's also NILs, or no interest loans. For low-income earners, they're loans of up to $1,200 and they're for emergency goods and services.
And even if you don't qualify for one, you might still be able to get a low interest loan. Visit goodshepherdmicrofinance.org.au or moneysmart.gov.au for more.
Or you on Centrelink? Well, there's a very good chance you're eligible for an advance, and that can be really helpful in paying a debt.
Or you can get money from me.
No.
We have to pay the DJ. What are we going to do?
Just nimble it and move on.
What if I just want a DJ for a baby's party?
Then maybe just don't get that thing.
Look, whether you have a payday loan, are considering getting one, or are in any sort of financial trouble, remember, you are not alone. Visit the National Debt Helpline for free, unbiased advice.
This better be worth it. Don't ever get a payday loan.